Greetings and welcome back to the Off Key Podcast. I'm Max and Tyler's not here. I hope Tyler's okay. We don't really know where Tyler is. So if Tyler, you're listening to this, we hope you're okay and we send our best wishes.
Hi, this is Brennan.
Anyways, today we have a special guest. It's Brennan.
Hi, this is Brennan.
Brennan is a newcomer to the podcast.
Yes, never been on it before.
Never been on the podcast
Never,
before.
ever.
Mm-mm.
That's for sure.
Yes.
Anyways.
This Brennan person has never been on this podcast.
That's for certain. That's for certain.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to the podcast.
Hello, Max. Pleasure to be here. It's been my dream for over a year, so I'm very glad to be in an episode.
Yes. I'm very glad that we're returning. We're returning for Season 2. This is our first episode of Off Key Season 2. And was very happy to have you as a first guest. So, introduce yourself.
I'm Brennan. Brennan, my middle name is Banks.
No, it's not. You don't have to lie to me.
What?
You don't have to lie to me.
No, but it is.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Let's see.
What instrument do you play, Brennan?
Oh, I play the violin and percussion, but mostly drum kit. Actually, it was Tyler who taught me how to play the drum kit, so yeah.
Very nice.
I'm pretty bad at it, but, I'm working on it.
Well, we all were bad at something once.
Of course, of course.
Now we're just bad at multiple somethings.
Of course.
Anyways, so you guys are probably wondering, where have I been?
Where are you now is the question that you're asking. You're asking, Max, where are you now?
Where am I now? I'm right here recording the podcast episode. But what a convenient way to slide into our first topic is, where have I been? Well, I've been working on other stuff. So linked in the description is a link to my other YouTube channel, Maximum Effort Productions, where I've been working on films with Brennan. And more specifically, the Ace series, which Brennan is the star of.
Indeed. I play the Ace of the Ace series.
Brennan does play Ace of the Ace series.
I also am the main writer, and also our friend Clinton, who plays Lord Bartholomew Landon the Bland and Anvin III. A totally normal name, by the way. He also wrote a little bit of it, too.
Yes.
We couldn't be where we are with the Ace series without Clinton. So, Clinton, if you're listening, which I seriously doubt because you never listened to this before, we really appreciate you.
We do appreciate you, Clinton, but you're also stinky because you're not here.
You are stinky. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk about the Ace series.
Yes, so...
It's very gay.
It's very gay.
Very gay. Every character, there's not a cishet character in it. Everyone there is, like, LGBTQIA.
Yes.
AKA gay, in some capacity. And I really love it. Because I was thinking, I didn't do it on purpose, I promise. I was like, there could be some representation here, and here. And oh, look, we could do some here. And then it was everybody. And I was like, well, why change something that's absolutely perfect?
I agree. It's fun. I do the filming on it, so I don't really have any part in... I do all the recording, but I don't have any part in, like, writing. I guess I'm, like, the director.
Well, yeah. Well, you say that, like... That's not... Like,
I say that like that's... Like I'm doubting.
Right, like this is the first time you've called yourself the director.
No, I am the director of the series. It's fun, it's fun to do.
Very much the director. And it's pretty cool. And yeah, a lot of the times when me and Clinton have like some disputes, Max is there to yell at us. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm the adult. I'm the parent. I'm the parent of you two.
Exactly.
You two are children.
I like how like Clinton's like a year younger than you.
Yeah.
Like, less than a year younger than you. And,
still a child.
Like, yeah, still a child, though. Yeah.
Breaking out the water.
Ooh, the water. How swell. Anyways. The Ace series. If you haven't watched it so far, you should watch it. We also have a lot more projects coming up. Can I say that? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, we've got a lot more projects coming up.
All right, yeah.
Oh
yeah, you have advertised if you haven't.
I've advertised Where Are You Now, which is by the time this episode comes out, the trailer would be out.
That's cool.
So the trailer will be out for the podcast episode. Not podcast episode. Sorry, the trailer
This is the podcast episode.
This is the podcast episode. The trailer for my upcoming film, Where Are You Now, will be out when this episode's out. So you can go watch that now. And then after that, there's a film called Heist of Vendetta, which Brennan will be in. Brennan will be Ace.
Of course.
It kind of combines my two worlds that I've kind of developed and then it's kind of like it's like the Avengers.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. I'll tell you guys that. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be crazy.
Unlike any heist film you've ever seen before, we can definitely tell you that. And I know that I know for a fact that I can say that because that was in the announcement video that you made.
Oh yeah, you're fair game to say that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we have a heist, and then maybe some more projects after that.
Possibly.
Well, it's basically however heist turns out. We'll see.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyways, Ace series. We're back on. Now we're gonna go back to Ace series. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I don't know when this podcast episode is gonna release, so the final episode may be out.
Possibly. We just have a few things to record. But, Clinton won't be here. We need to... Clinton and also Maddie, who plays Athena. But I'm mad at Clinton. Because, we already recorded it, and it was, super bad quality. So we just need to...
It's not that it was bad quality. It was just that it was slow.
Slow. And didn't you say there was echoes?
There was a little bit of echoes,
For some reason, we wanted to film in the echoiest part of the school. So
I was just following you guys, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah...
So the Ace series.
Yeah.
It's about...
It's about Ace.
It's about this person named Ace, and they are ace, they're asexual and aromantic, like me, but unlike me, they're also agender. And they fight this evil villain named Lord Bartholomew Blandon Evan III. Max, could you, when this is airing, show, how you spell that? Because...
Yeah, it'll be in the... Well, they could just go to the other YouTube channel and
That's
find
true.
that.
Okay, yeah. So you guys can go over to the other channel and check out how to spell that. I came up with that name myself, but also with a little bit help of, if you guys are familiar with Brennan Lee Mulligan.
College Humor.
College Humor, yeah. He's very cool. Very cool name. I'm not biased at all. He's very nice. I've never met him, but he's very cool. And he came up with the name Landon Blandon Evan. I don't know if it was him, but he's played a character named Landon Blandon Evan. And I thought, that name but longer. And I was like, what's a really long name? Well, Bartholomew. And then okay, the third, because there's three of them. And then also he has to have some kind of cool title. So it's Lord Bartholomew Landon Blandon Evan the third. And I've rarely met a soul who can say it on the first try. I don't think... Max, were you able to say it?
No, I couldn't say it on the first try.
I know that Clinton struggled with it for a couple of months. And I remember that was funny, because it was funny to think of a villain who can't pronounce his own name.
Bartholomew Landon Blandon Evan.
Lord Bartholomew Landon Blandon Evan
the third.
The third, obviously. That's one of the lines.
Classic line from the series.
Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of Brennan Lee Mulligan, he is really cool. He's, probably my favorite, comedian out there. Definitely my favorite comedian out there. And, Brennan Lee Mulligan can act very chaotic in a way that most of us can only aspire to act. He can act absolutely unhinged, off the rails, just absolute lunatic crazy, and then jump between that and completely, normal and calm, and that's one of the, defining attributes. And he also has this very chaotic energy. He also, you see, has this monologue.
He's got a monologue?
He does have a monologue, yes.
A monologue.
But, unfortunately, you won't be hearing it here. Anyways.
Okay.
Let's talk about another Mulligan. Hercules Mulligan from Hamilton. Let's talk about Hamilton.
We'll talk about, okay.
All right.
Man,
Hamilton.
It's almost like we don't have a script of things that we're reading off of.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
So, Hamilton. I really like Hamilton. My only problem with it, one of my only problems with it is, well, one, it obviously glorifies, some of the founding fathers who don't deserve to be glorified. Thomas Jefferson, the actual historical figure, he can go, suck a dick. He can do that. But the actual, the character in Hamilton is pretty... I don't know. He's I don't like how they're glorifying him and making him seem so cool when in reality that guy was just a terrible, terrible guy. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Max?
I don't know. It's Hamilton.
Yeah.
And they sing and stuff.
Yeah.
They sing and they rap.
During the month of September, I listened to Hamilton twice a day, except for Wednesdays and Sundays where it was once a day, and Saturdays where I couldn't because on Saturdays I have work. But yeah, Hamilton is very cool. Another issue I take with Hamilton is that historically, it, historians can't exactly agree, but, it's pretty, out there that the historical figures of John Lawrence and Alexander Hamilton were in a relationship, or at the very least, in love, and they don't put any of that in there, at all. But I'd still like to imagine that in the musical there was something there, you know, that they just don't show.
Your knowledge on Hamilton baffles me.
It's not that much knowledge on Hamilton, Max.
Well, it's more than I know.
Well, yeah.
It's definitely more than I
don't know.
have ever known of Hamilton.
My favorite songs are Guns and Ships. I can actually sing...
Guns and Shits?
No, not Guns and Shits, Max. Guns and Ships. That is SHIPS.
Gotcha.
So ship as in boats, but plural. So that's Guns and Ships. And also, What Did I Miss? If you guys can't tell, I think David Diggs is really cool. He's pretty neat. He plays both the Marquis de Lafayette and also Thomas Jefferson. Let me see.
For all our audio listeners out there, love you to death, which is everybody, by the way. Brennan is pulling out your phone to look.
Okay, so the Marquis de Lafayette's full name was Marie Joseph Paul Yves Roch Gilbert de Motier, Marquis de Lafayette. I know I butchered that, okay? I know I'm a stupid American. Alright, so all the French people roast me in the comments because I know we have a lot of listeners from France.
I hate Americans. I love the French.
I know.
Let's go, French people. Let's go.
The internet's gonna come after you, Max. The internet hates French people.
What are you talking about? French people are awesome. Est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes? I bet you all know what I just said there.
Yo no habla español. No, actually, Max took French, I took Spanish. I'm actually taking Spanish. But I also already spoke Spanish. Not fluently, in any capacity. I just, spoke Spanish. And then every now and then the teacher will, ask a question to something that we don't know. She'll be like, what does tiene mean? And I'll raise my hand, I'll be like, I don't know, have. It's something like that. I know I probably got that slightly wrong. And she's like, wow, good job, Brennan. And then, there was a certain point where she asked me, hey, do you already speak Spanish? And I was like, poquito, which means a little bit. So, but, that Spanish was, pretty much the only language that was spoken in my house when I was younger. Because we lived with my grandma, who only speaks Spanish. And the thing is, I never became fluent in it. And, I don't know. The thing about, language classes, though, is that most people, forget the languages after learning it. I know that Clinton is in Spanish, too, and he doesn't know any Spanish. And I know somebody else who is in, Advanced Placement Spanish 3, and they do not speak Spanish very well.
No, I've forgotten most of my French.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It is I know est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes?
I know, oui, oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette. No, okay. So
I wonder from where.
I wonder from where, yeah. Yeah, that's basically all I know. And also, Jenny, if you're listening, that one time when we sang, the first of King George III's songs, which is that one? Do you know? It's not You'll Be Back, I forgot. Anyway, one time we were singing that, and I didn't know any of the words. Clinton barely knew the words, and then the other person with us, Maddie, knew all of the words, so it was just Maddie, Jenny, and Clinton just jamming out, and I didn't know any of it. So the next day, I was like, I'm going to watch Hamilton. And then I watched Hamilton, and I was like, dang, this is really good. And then I just kept watching it, and I listened to it, like I said, in September, every day for twice a day for all of September.
Great. It must be engraved in your head.
Oh, it is. I could sing every single line. But the part that always, gets me is Lauren's interlude, because I'm used to listening to the album, and then Lauren's interlude is not on the album for some reason. They say it's because it's the only spoken dialogue, and it's not really a song, but it's kind of important to know that, spoilers, I guess, or should I say the spoilers or no?
Yeah, you could say spoilers.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, you guys already know. These people are dead. They're the founding fathers. They're dead. They don't mention in the album that John Lawrence dies, but he's, I don't know. I just feel like that's important information. And Hamilton's really sad, and I just watch it, and I'm just yelling, "Gay, gay," because it's I'm sure it would impact anyone emotionally if their best friend died, but I call them boyfriends. I don't know if I don't know that they were in love, but like I said, historians don't know. And that's the thing, historians will always, say that a gay couple was roommates, but, I don't know. I don't know. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments and, engage with us more.
I bumped the table, and it probably... No, don't do that.
Alright.
Is this even the off-key podcast table?
is this?
We're using the TV tray table I used in the podcast room. I think
actually
that one over there might be it. I have two of the same.
These TV tray tables are interesting because these ones are pretty poor quality compared to the ones that I used to have. They actually broke. We had them for like 4 years, I think. These ones, they're kind of rough on the bottom. And I don't know why this devolved into a review of tables.
They're good tables. They're convenient tables. I can fold them and put them away.
But yeah, anyways, the part that always gets me in Hamilton is Lauren's interlude and also like Eliza's gasp at the end, which nobody knows what that means actually. They don't know if she's seeing Alexander in heaven because, like, spoiler alert, Alexander dies. I think does? You know it's about his life. So I think you would think it would include his death, right? Like, sorry, I'm not trying to spoil much. And trust me, there's a lot more things I could say about it, but nobody knows if that's her seeing Alex in heaven or if that's her seeing modern day America and seeing what the good has done, or if it's like, or if it's Eliza seeing because the song's about like telling his story, right? Telling Alex's story,
yes.
And so, like she's like, will they even tell his story? And then she sees like, you know, she steps a little bit, you know, upward stage. I'm a theater kid. I should know the difference between upstage, downstage. Closer to the audience.
Downstage.
Downstage. I don't know.
I could be wrong though.
Closer to the audience, but still on the stage. You know that one.
Yes.
And she gasps. So people say that might be her seeing that Alex's story is in fact getting told in the form of a Broadway musical. And nobody even knows. Not even like Lynn doesn't know. Like the directors don't know. They say that it's up to each person playing Eliza to determine what that means for them specifically. But I'm wondering what it is for Philippa Sue, who played Eliza in the original Broadway and also the Disney Plus version.
Is this like from a film theory, or is this your own thing?
This is my own thing.
Oh, okay.
Film theory never discussed this.
I
talk about Film Theory, the YouTube channel?
Yes,
or,
Film Theory, the YouTube channel.
Or just like the general idea of a film theory?
Film Theory, the YouTube channel, or general idea of a film theory. Either one.
Yeah, no, it's just like something I was thinking about. That part always chokes me up. I start to cry. Just from a little silly gasp. Solely because it's not in the album. I'm desensitized to everything else in the album. There's a lot of things that I could name, but won't because I don't know who out there has listened to or watched Hamilton. Like, if you haven't, do that. Talking to you, Clinton.
Go listen to Hamilton. Actually, I do recall hearing the gasp at the end, because I did, for my musical theater program that I was in at our dance studio, which I did, I did dance, you know that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you were looking at my yearbooks, and you saw my face, and...
Well, I saw your face
picture of the face? You didn't read the little thing next to it?
No, I didn't read the caption.
Oh, okay. Okay, I did dance for a little bit, and part of that was a musical theater class. And for one of the musical theater class, we did the. Is it what's the? I don't even know what the name of the last song in Hamilton is.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story. Yeah,
long title.
Yeah, right. It's a long time. I was gonna say who tells your story, but we did that for we didn't do all of Hamilton. We just did the song.
Scamilton before Scamilton existed.
We did the song. I probably have it on. I have it on video somewhere. I could probably show you.
Scamilton, but less homophobic.
we did that song, and so, the gasp wasn't in it. So of course the gasp wasn't in it. But I had watched Hamilton for the first time, and the gasp was in it, and I was like, oh, okay.
A gasp. Wow.
A gasp.
I gasped at that gasp because I was not expecting it.
I guess I just kind of like pocketed the gasp in the back parts of my mind until you've just brought it up again now.
Yeah, I know. It's like just a gasp, and I bet all the people are listening are like, oh my god, Brennan, stop talking about a gasp from a musical. And that's the thing about Hamilton, is that it's really weird to describe. I was listening to Popcorn Culture, run by Jay and Ben Carlin, the same people who make Super Carlin Brothers, if any of you are aware of them. They're my second favorite podcast. Take a wild guess as to what my first one is, right? But they were talking about Hamilton, and they were talking about how strange it is to describe, and I'm like, you're right, it's a musical filled with rap about the founding fathers, and it's just like, that idea, is enough to throw a few people off. My mom didn't want to watch it. My little brother, though, really loves Hamilton. He's 6, his name is Titan. He really...
Dude, way to dox him.
What?
Way to dox your little brother.
No, that's his nickname. It's not his legal name.
Oh, thank goodness.
His nickname is Titan.
I thought his actual name was Titan.
No.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So, he really loves Hamilton. And he's seen, the first bit. Me and him are trying to convince my other brother, who's 13, so that we can all learn the Schuyler Sisters choreography and like
the whole choreography.
Dance to the Schuyler Sisters choreography. And I was thinking that'd be really cool. He really loves it. He like dances along and he sings and he really loves it. But he hasn't seen the second act because like this isn't really a spoiler, but the second act is pretty sad and has a few more adult themes than the first one. So like he's not allowed to see that. Like I told my mom like, hey, the second act has some of this and some of that, and she's like, okay, he can watch the first act but not the second act. And I was like, okay, yeah, sounds very reasonable.
The happy part of Hamilton.
Yeah, the happy part of Hamilton, because if you're in Hamilton at the first act, it's like this really happy, like it's just about like the Americans winning the Revolutionary War, and then everybody's happy and everybody is alive except for Lawrence. And yeah, it's just happy. Same thing with Romeo and Juliet. You ended at the first act, it's a happy play about how two teenagers from opposing sides, because they were teenagers. Actually, I think Romeo was 17 and Juliet was 13, which is a whole other...
That's correct.
Which is a whole other topic, by the way, but like, yeah, these two teenagers, like, they fell in love, and they got married, and then they lived happily ever after, and then there's a second act, which, if... I don't know what to tell you guys, because, Romeo and Juliet has been out for a lot longer than Hamilton.
I agree.
Just a smidge longer than Hamilton.
We don't need a spoiler warning for Romeo and Juliet.
Right. So like, yeah, spoiler warning, kind of. But bless
Sorry.
you.
No, I coughed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that a lot, where I bless somebody who's coughed by accident. And sometimes, like, I do it to Clinton a lot, to the point where, like, when he yawns, I say bless you, and he's like, I didn't sneeze, right? I'm like, yeah, it's a joke. He's like, okay. Anyways, Romeo and Juliet. The second act is very sad. Tybalt dies, I think.
So do Romeo and Juliet.
And then it's also Mercutio. Doesn't he die? It's been a small while. I don't know. I read it a couple of months ago.
Mercutio dies.
Yeah, Mercutio.
Romeo and Mercutio.
And then also, like, like you said, Romeo and Juliet die. And it's like one of those really infuriating things where it's like Romeo could have waited maybe 5 seconds for Juliet to wake up. And then he's like, nope, killing myself right now. Drinking the poison, this weird poison that was sold to me illegally. Which is strange. But in the one that they... the modern one with Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie?
Yeah.
That one is weird, but I like it. Like, because it's like a very modern setting. And they're speaking Shakespeareanly. I don't know if they should have, like, modernized the language,
No,
too.
I liked it. I thought it was hilarious.
I don't know. It's like, I guess the opposite of Hamilton. Like, Hamilton is, like, contemporary language in, like, a historical setting. And then I was going to say the Leonardo and Juliet, the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio is, like, contemporary language in a modern setting. So, like, I guess you could say they're opposites.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it all comes back to Hamilton.
Yeah, everything is about Hamilton.
It really all comes back to Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. No, yeah, Hamilton is one of my favorite things ever currently.
Yes, speaking of music, and I can lead us right into this next point in the script. AJR. I know you like AJR.
Oh my god, AJR. I actually have my AJR sweater with me. It's not on, but it's with me.
You say on, and I was like, you're not wearing your AJR
I know,
sweater.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Central...
Brennan's wearing their AJR sweater in the upcoming episode of the A Series, in the A Series Halloween special, which you can go watch on my other YouTube channel, link in the description.
The Halloween one is, at least I can say, very strange.
You don't spoil it.
It's just strange. The whole thing is strange.
It's
the
not
very
that strange.
idea, the concept of the A Series is like about as strange as the idea of Hamilton.
It's all come back to Hamilton.
Everything is about Hamilton. Anyway, AJR, they're really cool. We used a bit of their music in the A Series. Got copywritten.
Copyright claim, not striked. Thank you, AJR, for not striking.
We love you very much. So AJR is made up of 3 brothers, Adam, Jack, and Ryan met, and they have like so many great songs. Like, they're not sponsoring us, obviously. I don't know if I have to disclose that or not.
No, they're just a nice...
Pretty obvious. No, yeah, they're really cool, and they're awesome, and I went to one of their concerts, and I was in the pit. It was also, like, the person... So at the end of every AJR concert, they, like, press a button and it does something. Somebody in the audience does it. And the person who did it was actually friends with somebody who is friends with Max.
What do you mean friends with somebody who's friends with Max? They could just be... Was it Mackenzie?
Well, yeah, I just don't
Then
know.
yes, is friends with me. They were on. Mackenzie was on the podcast for like.
Well, Mackenzie wasn't the one who
10
pushed
seconds.
the button.
Oh, well.
Okay, yeah, I'm just not sure about the level of anonymity, and excuse me for not being completely up to date with the podcast. But, like, yeah, it wasn't Mackenzie who pressed it, but Mackenzie was, like, right next to, and I think in the same group as the person who pressed it.
Nice.
Because they were, like, freaking out along with the person, so... I don't know, but yeah, it was really cool. And then later I went up and I was like, "Hey, I saw you on the screen. Do you remember me?" And like Mackenzie taught me how to play the timpani for a concert, and so yeah, it was just really nice. Like, you know, that like, oh my god, I know that person on the screen. It was really cool. So like, yeah.
For those who don't know, Mackenzie was in the Everything Bagel episode. You guys can go watch that. It's episode 4. It's up right now.
Yeah, AJR is the absolute coolest band. Like, that's the only like pop music. It's kind of pop, they call it indie pop, I don't know, but it's like the coolest pop music I've ever listened to. My favorite songs are Bang, let's see, Don't Throw My Legos is pretty good. I also really like Joe. No, this isn't a setup for Joe Mama, it's just the name of the song is Joe, and I really like it. Like, I'm sure Clinton's groaning. Like, yeah, of course they mentioned Joe. Like, yeah, I mentioned Joe. I like...
Joe Mama.
Oh my god, Max!
I think...
This is the second funniest joke I've made on the podcast.
Alright, so...
That's not true. I've made funnier jokes on the podcast.
It's definitely one of the jokes you've ever made on the podcast.
It's definitely one of them.
It's certainly one of the jokes ever made this season.
Yes. It is.
Alright.
It will be one of many.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really like Joe, Bang, Burn the House Down. One of my favorites is Finale, and that one's really cool. It has like this vibes of like a hero dying in battle or something, and it's like just really awesome, and I love it, and I like listening to it and like imagining a scene. You guys ever do that where you imagine like, I guess, a music video or just like a scene from a movie that would take place in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all of you guys,
Of course
everybody
I
in the room.
Everybody in the room, yeah, guys.
That lake
To our live studio audience, yeah. I don't know if you can hear the clapping, but I was clapping on the other side of the microphone.
Yeah, that Lego Grogu over there.
The Lego
that
Grogu.
lion cardboard cutout, all the Lego
That's
minifigurines.
Big Lion.
Big Lion. Who's Big Lion?
That's Big Lion. That
What's
is Big Lion.
I've been wondering, what is the story behind Big Lion?
Okay,
We'll
so
get back to AJR later. Big Lion.
okay. First, I'm going to put a picture of Big Lion on the screen right now. Here's a picture of what Big Lion looks like.
Wow, how majestic.
Yes. So Big Lion was a prop at like a little Christmas pageant done at my church on Christmas of 2021. I had gone
Fairly recent.
Yes, fairly recent. I had gone there to play music beforehand on the piano. And I saw the Big Lion cardboard cutout, and Sydney was there, of course, because I invited Sydney to come watch me play piano. For those of you who don't know, Sydney is my girlfriend.
Ooh.
I think, well, we've mentioned Sydney like a couple times on the podcast.
As your girlfriend or like
As my girlfriend.
as a person?
No, actually,
I don't
Sydney as a
remember.
person and also as my girlfriend.
Okay, yeah. I knew them like before they got together, and they met just in the drama class we were in.
Yeah. So they had this Big Lion cardboard cutout on the stage. And so I asked the person who runs like the student ministries there if I can have it. And she said yes. And so now I have a large cardboard cutout. I guess not large. I guess it's like accurately scaled lion cardboard cutout. For our audio listeners out there, Brennan has gotten up to see.
It's about the height of my chest.
Okay.
And I'm 5'7", 8? I don't even know.
I'm 5'9", so...
I don't know.
Okay.
But you know who is short is Clinton.
But you know who is short is Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tyler. For those of you who don't know, Tyler is short.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Tyler. We hope you're doing well.
We do
if
hope you're doing
assuming you're listening to the podcast, we hope you're doing well.
Of course. But anyways, we can roast Clinton, because Clinton, we know he's doing well.
Yeah, Clinton, you're doing fine.
Yeah, you're doing fine, and you're a sneaky little bitch.
It's so mean. I would never say something so heinous.
I know, right? It's not like that's in our script of things to talk about.
No, I didn't write down Clinton is stinky.
That's for sure. But
I
yeah,
didn't.
Clinton, he's like, he's a very good friend. He's the nicest asshole I've ever met. Like, he does very nice things for us all the times. Like, he like, gets us, like, lunch and that sort of thing, and he's like...
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He's really cool, a great company, and then sometimes he is just an absolute asshole. but like we love him, right, Max? Yeah. Platonically, of course.
Yes, platonically, we love Clinton.
Yeah, and he's just really awesome. But we wouldn't be saying this stuff about him if we didn't love him platonically.
True.
Anyway, AJR.
Anyways, Hamilton. Anyways, the Ace series.
Anyways, that reminds me of that one point in Hamilton where somebody calls somebody else a stinky little bitch. No, I'm kidding. There's a lot of like roasting though, cabinet battles and like that, the Adams administration, which like I know, like the Adams administration, barely even a song. It's like all it is a bit of like sing-songy dialogue, and then like Hamilton saying, "Sit down, John, you fat motherfucker." And like it's one of my favorite songs simply because of the line, "Sit down, John, you fat motherfucker." Because I like to imagine an alternate universe where he's saying that to John as in John Lawrence and not John Adams, and saying, "Sit down, John, you hot motherfucker," and referring to sitting on his lap. Damn. Because they are gay. Anyways. About AJR. Really cool. I remember there was like, I recorded a good bit of their concert, and there was this one point where Ryan, the middleest of the brothers, not littlest, mind you, the middleest. Adam is the oldest.
The middle brother.
The middle child. Yes. Adam is the oldest. Jack is the youngest, and Ryan is the middle, which I don't know why they aren't called ARJ in order of their birth. They have the letters J, A, and R. They should have been Jar, but like that's a topic for I don't know another time. Yeah. What's your favorite band?
Complete another 30 minutes of podcasting. Why they aren't called Jar?
Yeah, of course. Who's your favorite band? Jar. Anyways, yeah, Ryan was like bouncing up and down. He has that energy. He plays the keyboard and like the something or other else, I think. Yeah, Adam plays bass. Ryan does keyboard. Jack sings. And they also have a drums guy and this lady who plays the trumpet. And I feel really bad because I forget their names because their names are not in the name of the band like Adam, Jack, and Ryan's are. But anyways, Ryan was bouncing up and down, playing the keyboard at the same time, and then he looked at me and he pointed at me, and then he said something which I obviously didn't hear, but it was just like really cool because I logically I know he was probably not pointing directly at me, but rather to somebody directly next to me. Maybe it was
behind you,
or behind me. Yeah, somebody near me. But I'd love to imagine that Ryan saw me and was like, "Wow, what a cool person that is."
What a cool person.
I wonder if I can find them somewhere on YouTube. Well, lucky for you, Ryan of AJR.
Ryan Met, if you're listening.
Ryan Met of AJR, if you are listening to this podcast by some magical reason.
Maybe it's because he saw that his song was in their song was in the A series, so they were like, saw the A series, and then I don't know.
Yes, because I'm sure AJR just has the time of day to go watch the A series.
Yeah, the A series isn't that long.
It's
the episodes
not that long. Anyways.
So yeah, AJR is awesome. Give them a listen. Oh yeah, they have a few songs. You know that song, like The World's Smallest Violin, and then it's I'll blow up, and I don't know. But I don't know how much I can sing.
They're famous on TikTok.
They're famous on TikTok. They also I think Weak was famous on TikTok. So was that Sober Up, which is hello, not where I'm supposed to be. Don't worry, I'm bad at singing, so I don't know if it's gonna get detected by anything.
Oh, sorry, I just squeaked my water bottle closed. And if you guys are classical music gurus, they have used that too.
Oh yeah, which is the song that they used in The Good Part?
It was
something by Bach,
it's
right?
It's Bach, yeah. It's
Bach.
Air on a G string. Bach. I don't know if that's what it's called, but
Bach. Anyway,
it was Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach. Yes. All right. Now we're going to go to the script again. See what we've missed. We've done introductions.
So yeah, anyways, Air on a G string. Max chose it for the music for a certain event in the A series.
It's a wedding.
Okay.
The episode's called Wedding Day, and it's the first one up there as of the recording of this podcast episode.
He used it for the music for the wedding, and then he's like, wait, I should use AJR. And then he went and did some research, and it turns out that, The Good Part uses Air on a G string.
Yeah, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I feel very lucky.
Mm-hmm. Very lucky to have accidentally stumbled. I'm really, really nauseous because, within the past 24 hours, less than that, I had an entire carton of Tillamook chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh.
It wasn't chocolate chip, it had, off-brand Oreos, I don't even know. But yeah, I had a whole one of that, and because I have no self-control. I also had some cookies. So I'm feeling real swell.
Great.
Anyways.
You want food? I have food here.
No, I
yeah,
had enough of the food, Max.
For those of you who don't know, I'm not in the band room anymore. I'm sure you can tell because it's not like soundproof in here. It might be a little echoey. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but we're in my house now. I haven't found a new, like, I guess quote unquote podcasting spot, but you know.
For those of you listening at home, which is everyone, let me get a death. I don't know. I'm just doing your bit.
Yeah.
Max made air quotes when he said quote unquote.
This is true. I did make air quotes when I said out loud, audibly, quote unquote.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. No. I'm good on the food. If
Okay.
I have anything, I will explode. So, but yes, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, didn't you? You should tell them the story of the guy who the homeless guy.
Which
If that
homeless
was
guy?
that even true? The homeless guy who went into the band room.
Oh, at my college?
You said it was your college. I thought you said it was at high school.
No, it was at college.
Oh, you should tell that.
Yeah, a homeless guy went into our band room at college, and well, I'm not okay. So for those of you who are at my college and listening to the Off Key podcast and are wondering, well, where the heck has he been? I actually stopped going to college to pursue other stuff because I have other stuff. Anyways, I'll be back. Don't worry. There was a homeless guy who, well, we assume no, it wasn't a homeless guy because they walked in on him, just kind of chilling out in there. But he was chilling. Yeah, he was chilling out in the band room. Someone left it unlocked, and he was just kind of chilling in there. He may have had a home. I don't know. But during symphonic band, like halfway through, it was discovered that he had peed in the corner, back into the percussion section, and I don't know why it wasn't discovered like right
Sooner?
away. Yeah, sooner. But apparently, he also stole the splash cymbal. So he pissed in the corner and stole like the most useless symbol.
I know, right? It's like it's a tiny. If you guys splash symbol are like small.
Yeah,
and
splash
so
symbol's
you could say that he to exchange for that splash symbol he stole, he made a splash of his own.
I hated that.
By peeing. Yeah, and that's funny that you mentioned it was at your college, Max, because I didn't know this. Because I asked Mr. Cortez about it. Because I thought it happened at our school.
That's so funny.
And so he was like, "What?" And then
That's funny.
then he was like, "No." And I was like, "Well, he's a new teacher. Maybe either Max was just bluffing or something," which I kind of doubted. Or he just doesn't know. But like, no, it happened at Max's college. So like,
yeah, it happened at my college. You can go clear that up with Mr. Cortez.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Cortez, remember the
the
pee that I
pee
told you about? Yeah, no, that was actually at a college, Max's college.
Yes.
Yeah. He was like, "Who told you that?" I'm like, "Max, who graduated last year." And he said, "Oh, I'm going to talk to Max."
Did he say that?
Yeah. He's like, "I'm going to have to
wonderful.
confirm that with Max."
I'm gonna walk in there next time I go say hi
I'm
to
going
Mr.
to talk to
Cortez.
him. I'm going to talk to him next time there is school.
Wonderful. I'm gonna walk in there and he's gonna say, "Who peed in the band room?"
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly like Mr. Cortez's energy. I don't know him very well. I don't have any classes, but you know who I do have classes with is Mr. Renner, and Mr. Renner is really cool. Sometimes
Mr. Renner is cool.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, Mr. Renner is really neat. He lets me go during lunch every day. He lets me go into the choir room and just absolutely jam out on the drums. I like to play to just the two of us. And like also to several songs in Hamilton. I like playing drums, especially where there is no business having drums. Like I love playing drums during like Burn, like just in spots where there should be no drums. I put drums because that's just the kind of person that I am. But no,
Nice.
the room where it happens is like the best one to play drums, and it's like really cool. And I also learned how to play the intro to the Schuyler Sisters song on the drums. The thing about the drums for Hamilton is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the drums that they use in Hamilton. It's like about 12 snares and like 20 toms and like just like a whole bunch of cymbals.
Wow.
So for
That's
those of you
wacky.
who don't know, there's like 20 of them that go bonk, and then about 12 of them that go different pitches of, and then the cymbals are the one. You know, like you guys know cymbals, right? Like
Yeah, cymbals do be cymbal.
metal, and then like the snares, it's like those drums where it's like, you know, it's like
These are all music people. These are all music people.
okay, yeah.
This is the off-key podcast.
Just like
They know
someone,
music stuff.
just like I don't know. I'm not very good at speaking in musical terms. Just like me explaining it in the worst way possible to a bunch of like, not professional musicians by any means. I wouldn't think, but like
they get it.
yeah.
They
Okay.
get it.
Anyways, so
This podcast episode is getting long.
Long. Yeah. So, what's the next item on our list, Max?
I think I might cut the episode here. It's getting a little lengthy.
Okay.
We've pretty much covered everything except for strange dreams.
Oh, can I just say like one strange
Okay,
dream
you can say
I had?
one strange dream.
Brennan came to me today, literally bursted into my house through the front door,
and told me, Max, I want to be on the podcast and talk about my strange dreams.
Okay, so
For all our audio listeners out there, which is everybody, that did not actually happen.
yeah, I would hope so. So, Dead End Paranormal Park. It's on Netflix. You should watch it. I had a dream where it takes place in this place called Phoenix Parks. Right. So, yeah, Dead End, very gay, very, like, there's a lot of demons in it. It's very cool. So, it takes place in Phoenix Parks. So, I had this nightmare. It was kind of a nightmare, kind of a dream. So, me and Clinton and also Max all went to Phoenix Parks. And then there were there was Pauline, and I think she had a son for some reason. Like, and for those of you who have seen Paranormal Park, you would know Pauline, like, probably does not have any children. I'm pretty sure she's gay, but I don't even know anything for certain. So then later we went to this restaurant, and Pauline was, like, being our waitress, and, like, I asked for some tapatio, and she poured gallons of tapatio onto my macaroni and cheese. I also remember very distinctly there was an item on the menu. There was, like, shrimp mac and cheese, and then chicken, and then it was, like, hamster mac and cheese. And I, like...
Something pretty scary.
Terrifying, I know. So then I asked for some tapatio, and she, like, absolutely let it loose onto my plate. It sounded like she shat on my macaroni.
Dude, she just popped a squat on his plate, man.
Yeah, so... way too much tapatio. And then she also was speaking to us in Spanish. And then I spoke to her in Spanish, like, very fluently, which I can't do in real life. Clinton spoke to her in semi-fluent Spanish, which he cannot do in real life. And then he eventually just forgot how to speak Spanish, so then we just switched to English. And later, we angered her somehow, right? So it was like this, you know that... for some reason, I distinctly remember, like, this probably false version of cable television, because I don't even have cable, but I had this, like...
PBS.
where you could, I don't know, yeah, kind of. But it was like where you can pause and rewind for some reason. So we just like fast forwarded. I remember very distinctly it was like cable television for some reason. We fast forwarded to the end of like this episode of the show that we were in.
You were in, yeah.
That I was in, but I was also like watching. I remember there was like a very angry mouse who wanted me to fast forward. Like, this episode's boring. I want to see how it ends. I was like, okay, little angry mouse. So then we got brought to their local court. So there was like it was a whole lot of
Skip
court.
through the episode.
Yeah, instead of 12 jurors, there were 5, right? A perfect even number, 5. And then we angered them so much, and then like they were gonna kill us. Then we were on the run, right? And then we accidentally went back in time. I remember it was the castle from Phoenix Parks there, but it was actually we went back in time. And then the cast of Modern Family was there. And I remember...
Why?
I don't know.
Okay,
I was like, what are you doing in my dreams, Modern Family? I don't know. Anyway, I remember, Mitchell, Cameron, everyone, the whole cast. The person most excited there was Phil. And so, for some reason, even though we were in a medieval castle, we got turned into, like, people in the Civil War. Like the armies in the Civil War, northern side, if you were wondering. And Phil was, like, super excited because he, like, kind of spawned in as a captain, so it was just Phil, like, freaking out. He's like, this is my dream come true. I always wanted to be a captain in specifically the northern side of the Civil War. He was, like, super excited, right? And so then we fought, and then all of our teachers from school, they got kidnapped. Mr. Renner and Mr. Cortez and Ms. D, they were all there. And so then they got kidnapped, and then I remember I jumped out this window, and there was this baby just falling from the sky. And then I jumped out the window, landed ass up, and then the baby landed on my ass, and that saved...
Why?
That saved the baby. The baby was safe from then on.
Thank God.
Anyways, we defeated Pauline, and then I woke up with sleep paralysis, and the thing about me is that
Mr. Renner?
Anyways, I woke up, and usually when I'm asleep, I listen to the Hamilton soundtrack. Back to Hamilton, right? And so then I was like, you know how you hallucinate things when you're having sleep paralysis, I hallucinated the entirety of specifically Farmer Refuted, which is one of my favorite songs, but it's not my favorite song. So, I was just like, there, I couldn't move, and the music was playing, but it actually wasn't, and it was just like, eat not the rabble, and I was just kind of jabbing out while I couldn't move, and then, yeah, that's about it. So, outro. I'll roll the outro.
That was
long.
That was a dream.
That certainly was one of the dreams I've ever had. And Clinton, I know this. He gets really like shocked when I tell him about the dreams. That he actually almost had a heart attack when I told him about this one. So yeah, Clinton, if you're listening.
Thankfully, he didn't, or else he wouldn't be able to be the main villain of our movies, Lord Bartholomew Landon Blind and Anavan III, which you should go watch.
The only thing that can defeat Lord Bartholomew Landon Blind and Anavan III is Ace and their strange dreams.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, let's roll the outro now.
Yeah, let's roll the outro. And by roll the outro, I mean thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this return to the podcast. If you want more episodes of the podcast, don't forget to smash like on the video and subscribe.
And notifications.
And notifications. Hit the bell so you always get notifications whenever I upload. Go follow me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I know it used to be off.key.podcast, but it has changed.
Ooh.
Since I kind of have merged my YouTube channels into one Instagram. So now it's MEP. It's MEP_off.key. So it's MEP_off.key. So you can go look at that because it's cool and that's where I post stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and we'll see you in the next podcast episode.
Woohoo.